Enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. Then a volunteer gave me a medal. But I don't want participation trophies, unless they're from Bet365. With their daily prize matcher game, I win by matching gold coins, cherries, and more. Take that, denim man. Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit av.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Hi, Edmonton. With summer adventures calling, there's no better way to answer than from behind the wheel of your Subaru WRX. The WRX delivers turbocharged performance, confidence-inspiring Subaru all-wheel drive, and the kind of driving excitement that makes you look for excuses to hit the road. Summer won't last forever, but the memories will. So make sure you give yourself something to remember. Visit your local Subaru dealer today and test drive the WRX yourself. Welcome to Uncommon.
Photographers, start your cameras. Vision Credit Union's annual photo contest is back. We're asking you to show us the people, places, and moments that made you glad you chose this rural life. Maybe it's the view from your farm, a walk down Main Street, neighbors pitching in, a weekend at the rodeo, or a sunset down a back road. Share your photo to show why life in rural Alberta is a choice worth celebrating. Enter and vote at whatsyourshare.ca.
Quick opinions and fun times.
The Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Just after 11 o'clock, good morning, and thank you for joining us here on The Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online, wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go check them out. Tell them we sent you. Or online, wilhaukbeefjerkyagain.com. Connor Halley, Donovan Paulson, Josh Fenwick with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Beautiful day here in the city. You can always reach us, 1-833-401-1440, or send us an email. Connor at sports1440.ca. Lots to get to on the show today. Of course, we'll run through some of the headlines. We will head out to Ohio. Talk a little Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Reedy. Covers the team with the Associated Press. We'll get to 3 rounds with Josh Fenwick. Take your text again, 1-833-401-1440 if you'd like to send some of those in right now. Today, kind of the dog days of the NHL, right? Not too much happening. We've got the NFL camps starting to open up. Some news about Coach Mike Shanahan's injury. And per Chris Sims, former NFL quarterback, said Shanahan almost lost his eye, actually, in that car accident. It was allegedly pretty serious. We obviously, know how serious these can be. Great, he's still going to be on the sidelines for the San Francisco 49ers. But some scary news there, as that could have been absolutely horrible for the 49ers. We're starting to see more and more camps rolling in here. With that, I'm sure we'll see those injuries pile up. But we don't need to get to that right now. We got Donovan Paulson along for the ride as well. He was on the Tom Gazzola show with the Duke. Donnie P, what's going on? Any hot takes today? Are you firing people up?
Well, I did fire people up with the chocolate bar conversation of what is the best chocolate bar. That went exactly how I expected it to go, which was how I wanted it to go. And got everybody all fired up, giving their favorite chocolate bars, and this one's garbage, and all that fun stuff. I had my number one hater, Team Dean, chime in, which we've discovered is now Brandon's personal burner account. And it's been a fun morning. It's lots of people were fired up, and then we also got into the golf tournament discussion from the Oilers and stuff, and we got people fired up with that too.
So let me just quickly, the chocolate bar, you had Mars as your number one?
Yeah, Mars is my number one.
That's a fine pick. That made people mad?
Well, it didn't make
or are you
people,
just calling other people's favorites
it
trash?
didn't make people mad per se, but certain people were chiming in with Mars is literally the worst chocolate. Mars is horrible. Yada, yada, yada. And then, as it continued to get on, us in the room were more heated than the text line.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's all good. I wouldn't ever be mad about someone offering me a Mars bar. It is what it is. Some breaking news for a couple fans in our station will be happy. Alan Mitchell and Mackenzie as the Philadelphia Eagles giving a nice little extension to Jalen Carter, their 2-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle. Of course, he slid in the draft somehow. Well, we know how there was off-field concerns. He slid to the Eagles. Obviously, worked out pretty well. He's getting 4 years, $152 million, up to 160, 106 guaranteed. He is now the highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history for Drew and Jason Rosenhaus.
That's okay money for him.
Yeah, I would say so. What's the quick math on that?
I think I just saw 38 million. I don't know if it was if this is including guarantees, but I just from Shefty, I just saw
up to 40 million a year.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive. And that wasn't even David Muguleta, who's like the power agent right now. That's Drew Rosenhaus flexing his muscles. So yes, 38 mil a year. The next ones would be Jeffrey Simmons at 35.2, Chris Jones 31, Dexter Lawrence 28, and Milton Williams 26 million. I believe the Pats paid him.
Yeah.
Hey man, everyone's getting paid in the NFL these days. It's not position specific. You go out and ball out, and you are certainly gonna get that money.
Unless you're a Dolphins receiver, because you're terrible.
Well, if they ball out, they might get paid. It is possible. Triple Sand Truck says, "Baby Rhino, let's go." Yeah, that guy is a force, and he and Jordan Davis, big dudes, playing in the middle of that Eagles defensive line. Now, hey, why waste any more time? You want to get to 3 rounds with Josh Fenwick here?
We absolutely can. As I change my tab in 2 seconds.
Take your time.
It's right there. There we go. Let's fire her off here.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding. Round 1.
All right, fellas.
Locked in.
Yeah, all right. Cool. Dialed. Number 1. What is the more controversial no call? The Rams Saints no call on the offensive interference or defensive interference, my apologies, in the NFC Championship just a few short years ago, or I guess a decade ago now, or the Jordan pushing off of Byron Russell in the 1998 NBA Finals.
Donnie, are you first today?
You can take first, Connor.
Okay.
I'll let you go.
Well,
We'll alternate. I did first yesterday.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I hate whiners. I hate people that bring up these things. I'm going to say the Saints because I feel like Jordan earned it. He's gonna get away with that all the time. That's who he was. He does those things, and it happens quick. Different times. Maybe if you could go back and review it, things would change. The Saints totally got screwed on that play. I will say this because this is one that kind of bugs me. It always gets brought up. They got screwed. It was a horrible missed call. No doubt about it. It was pass interference. But they could have stopped them in regulation after. They could have won the game. The Rams had a 48-yarder to tie it. So the Saints defense let them get into it. The Saints also could have won that game in overtime. They won the toss. But they threw an interception. Like they had opportunities to win that football game and threw it away. Could have got a stop. Could have won the game in overtime. Didn't do so. It was the old overtime rules. So touchdown would have ended that game. They got screwed. It was horrible. As much as I like tell you how they still could have won that football game, there's absolutely no excuse for it. Like how the refs missed that one wide open. There was nobody blocking them. You have so many refs on the field. It was just an embarrassment. So I will say that was the worst missed call.
I'm right with you. I know this is designed for us to disagree. However, I can't say the other one. Like that one is so incredibly egregious that it still boggles my mind when you rewatch the I guess I'll call it a low light because of how egregious it is. I can't. If I was a Saints fan, I would still be like that. That would still be at the top of my mind.
I can't believe this from you. Like either one of you, really. One of these, granted, like I'm with you. The Saints no call is terrible. It was the NFC Championship game. Jordan pushed off in Game 6 of the finals for an NBA championship.
How many refs on the court?
3.
How many refs on the NFL field? How many umps? Too many.
I think also one of the things that factors in for me is football in the playoffs, 1 game elimination.
Yeah.
That has to weigh more than like a full
then
7
a
game
championship.
It's a 7-game series.
How many times
you have every opportunity in 7 games to win? In 1 game, 1 call can literally make or break the series.
How many push-offs are missed, would you say, in a game?
Oh, probably plenty.
Plenty. How many wide open, like the ball's not there, safety blows up a receiver, gets missed in a football game? Like, it never gets missed. Never.
Also, word into the question, controversial.
Okay, well, I mean, for a championship, the controversy obviously is going to be there. The Jordan haters will always say he pushed off, but
also he did not push off. just need to get that out there.
Round 2.
All right, number 2, start bench cut. Players, courtesy of Koju, our new intern. Mason McTavish, Shane Wright, Alexi Protas. Is that how you say his first name? All right, perfect.
Yep. Start bench cut. Okay.
So it's Protas, Wright, and Mason McTavish.
I think I'll start with Wright. He's the easy cut for me. I think he's the clear worst player in my mind. I am starting Alexi Protas. That is the biggest human being I think I've ever seen. I know he's actually not, but like that is a freight train of a man. That guy, I can't imagine going up against that guy. And then you look at the hands combination. He'd be my start. So I'm benching McTavish. For whatever reason, I'm just not a huge believer in that player. And for me, Wright is kind of the odd man out. That's the guy who I view as the clear worst player there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to agree with you. Like, his team is ready to move on from him. So I'm going to be with you with Shane Wright. There's still plenty of time in his career. He's 22 years old. Doesn't turn 23 till next January.
He'll be a second line center somewhere else.
Yeah, so he'll be my cut. I love Mason McTavish. So I'm actually going to start McTavish. We saw what he did at the World Junior level. This guy's an absolute gamer. Back in 2020, 2021, this guy played for like 17 different teams. I don't know if you remember. I think he was the Olympic team, Hamilton Bulldogs, Peterborough Pete, Anaheim Ducks, San Diego Gulls, and before that played in the Swiss League. That same calendar year played for Peterborough. And then he also, just a year before, was in Pembroke. This guy loves puck, Donovan. So I'll take him on my team any day of the week. But, man, hard to go against Protas. I am going to bench him for this conversation, but a 30-goal scorer already. You're right. 6'6", 250 pounds. Never really put the puck in the back of the net at a crazy pace. Had the 1 year with the PA Raiders. Obviously won a championship with him as well. This dude's massive. They don't make him like that. The pride of Belarus. He's a heck of a player. So yeah, he'll be on my bench though in this circumstance.
Absolute brick wall. I can't imagine trying to get that guy off the puck.
Oh, he's huge. Yeah. That's we agree on the cut, but we'll change it up for the starter and the bench.
Final round.
All right, number 3. Last year, famously, the New York Football Jets failed to get a single interception over the entire season. So my question to you is, over or under 3.5 games until the New York Jets get an interception this upcoming season?
I really like this question.
I think I know. Donovan's a hater, so I'm going to say under. Who threw the most interceptions in the league last year?
Well, it was Gino.
It was Gino. Who's their quarterback?
Gino.
So in practice, they're going to be getting a lot of practice intercepting footballs. So what's going to happen here is they're going to find a way to figure it out. Now, I know they get Cam Ward at the start of the season. He hasn't thrown that many. He only threw 7 last year. They also get Jordan Love, who only threw 6 last year, but missed some time. And then they get Jared Goff, who threw 8 last year. Jared Goff at times can be unbelievable with ball management. But when you're not getting turnovers, what do? You go in and get a ball hawk like Minkah Fitzpatrick. So I'm going to say they get an interception. It'll be Minkah Fitzpatrick. It'll be off a tipped pass at the line of scrimmage. He comes in, grabs it. The Jets break the streak and get it done. Donnie P.
Against which team, though, in the first 3 games?
That wasn't asked. If it happens in the first half of the 4th game, does that count?
No, that's an over.
Well, you said 3.5.
I guess you're right.
There is a halftime in the game.
Because,
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There
Maybe
you
the
go.
Bears game, I guess.
Sure, the first half of the Bears game.
Caleb Williams is good. Okay, it's gonna happen in week 1, game 1. Tipped pass, Minkah Fitzpatrick, interception, because the guy's a dog.
I think you have to go over here. I do, at least personally. I don't think it will take much longer than 3.5 games, but I think it will be over 3.5 games. I could see it coming against the Browns in week 5. I could see it coming against the Raiders. Like that would be for their 8th game of the year. Like there's a couple real strong possibilities for where this interception could come. But I just, looking at their first 4 games, and to actually look at this objectively, like, you got to think Cam Ward's going to take strides. He didn't throw a ton of picks, as you mentioned, last year as a rookie, Connor. So I don't see it suddenly all of a sudden just being a disaster in his first week back in season number 2. The Packers, I trust Jordan Love enough. I trust Jared Goff enough, and I trust Caleb Williams enough, all to a point where maybe they throw one and it's dangerous. But let's be real here. It's going to come against the Browns in week 5, and it's going to be picking off Deshaun Watson, and the whole world is going to applaud because I think we all know where we stand on Deshaun Watson.
You think Deshaun Watson's still their starter in week 5?
I do, because they're awful. All of them are awful. And I think they're going to try and somehow salvage this with Deshaun Watson, because they keep showing signs of, let's salvage it. Let's salvage it. And
I believe he's number 2 on the depth chart right now, behind Shador.
I think it's going to be anyone's game here. And either way, would you put it past either Browns quarterback to throw a pick?
Well, if they're throwing a throwable ball, it could happen. A catchable ball, maybe I should say. And it bugged me too, because I just brought up the depth chart just to make sure. But okay, loved Boston and Concepcion. I like Jerry Jeudy. Not
actually
bad.
Like that roster.
The skill positions are good, like Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins. Like those guys. I don't even like Raheem Sanders as a third back. Like that guy's a beast. Their offensive line lost some pieces, but brought in Fano in the first round. Also got Jenkins at center. Then you bring in Zion Johnson, who's okay. Probably needs to be surrounded a little bit. But yeah, like on paper, I like their offense, but it's just that one spot. It's like the Denver Broncos for a long time. It's such a good team. And until Peyton Manning had the neck issues and they could get him from the Colts, like just wasn't working.
Like even their defense, despite losing Myles Garrett, I think people are just thinking this defense is suddenly going to implode. Look at a lot of the names on that defense. Like you still got Jared Verse, really good player. Is he going to be the same level of player as he was in LA? Who knows, right? But like, would you be surprised if Mason Graham, the former top 5 pick, has a really nice season? Would you be surprised if the reigning rookie of the year on the defensive side of the ball and Carson Schlesinger is still a good player? No. Would you be surprised if Denzel Ward is, still a great corner? No. I look at this defensive side of the ball and it's still really quality all over the field. Is there weak points? Sure. But like this roster outside of QB, if they had any talent at quarterback at all, they could be pretty damn competitive, I think.
And you know what? Like you lean into that. You run the football a lot. And then hopefully, you're sucking in the safeties, the linebackers coming into the run, hit them with the play action. I still believe they can make some throws. I don't know if I want them to lead me in a 42-42 shootout or have to win a game, in a tough environment, but okay, they keep it close, maybe. On the defense, watch out for Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, 2nd round pick.
Yep.
I think he'll be a guy to watch out for. Okay, we'll take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll head down to the jungle. We'll talk some Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Reedy of the Associated Press. It is The Frenzy here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
But John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta-exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Beer League Slow Pitch. It's an Alberta summer tradition.
I got shortstop. I'll take pitcher. Yeah, I'm just here for the dugout snacks.
When you're playing on the field, you need serious fuel. And there's only one MVP. Will Hawk Beef Jerky. Load up on Alberta's best beef jerky and hit a home run with the team. It's the perfect snack for your summer sports.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Cantork has turned 25. That's right, 25 years of building tools so good, they practically torque themselves. Hard work and innovation equals problem solved. See our latest designs at cantork.com.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Frenzy
with Halley and Douglas
on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky,
home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:22. Welcome back to The Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online, willhawkbeefjerky.com. Go check them out. Only available in Leduc. Connor Halley, Donovan Paulson, And Josh Fenwick with you here. Got intern Connor here as well. Rolling along this Tuesday morning. In case you missed it, Jalen Carter getting paid by the Philadelphia Eagles today. 4 years, $152 million, 106 of which is guaranteed. So congratulations to Jalen Carter. Certainly life-changing money right there. Right now, we're going to continue our look around the NFL, heading out to all of the training camps as the season. We got preseason football next Thursday, the Hall of Fame game. And today we're stopping in Cincinnati. This segment brought to you by elksnation.ca. Check out the new website, elksnation.ca. Articles, podcasts, and more. Breaking down the green and gold, the most in-depth double football coverage online. elksnation.ca is Joe Reedy, who covers the Bengals for the Associated Press, joins us. Joe, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing really good. And I know it's getting pretty exciting around the NFL. Lots going on here. And the Cincinnati Bengals, it's a tough division, but I'm looking at this team here, and there's lots of things to get excited about. I'm going to start on the defensive side of the football, and I want to get your thoughts just on this defensive line as you look at it, bringing in a lot of players. Dexter Lawrence, kind of the headliner coming over from the New York Giants. They also do have Shamar Stewart, who they drafted a couple of years ago. They draft Cassius Howell in the second round of this year's draft. I just want to ask you, you look at this defensive unit, and to me, it looks like the defensive line could really do some things here, assuming they can stay healthy.
Yeah, and I mean, they also added Boy Maffei and Jonathan Allen too, which gives some veteran presence, and I think it'll be a more well-rounded pass rush and pressuring the quarterback and trying to stop the run game, where maybe the past 3 years it was counting more on Trey Hendrickson, and then when Hendrickson only played a third of the season last year, it was really a severe drop-off to find somebody to pick up the slack in terms of the pass rush. Plus, they still got Miles Murphy on the defensive line. So good job of adding a mix of veterans and youth to a unit that has definitely struggled the past couple of years. And most times when the Bengals got involved in shootouts and the offense put up a ton of points, the defense gave up a ton of points and they lost them.
I want to ask you about Shamar Stewart, the big story last year with the contract, and didn't have the most college production, but when you look at the measurables, he's a pretty impressive player. Got the 1 sack last season. Are you expecting a jump from him this year, even with kind of a loaded defensive line room?
Yeah, I think there'll be a big jump from him. I think the fact that he was throughout the off-season workouts, something that he didn't do last year because he didn't sign the workout waiver, and then he held out the first 3-4 days of camp, which really put him behind the 8 ball. And I think that now that, and he struggled with injuries too last season. So the fact that he's been there the entire year, I think he's got a good veteran group in that defensive line room to help him along. I think there will be an area of, I think there will definitely be that improvement where, with how the pass rush numbers at Texas A&M weren't that great, but there is that potential too. So it's interesting to see them kind of go to Texas A&M 2 straight years and kind of draft the same type of lineman.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by him. I like the film I saw in Howell. Just looking in the back end here, it looks like a lot of familiar faces. Brian Cook comes over from Kansas City. Jasir Taylor, I think who you know well from his time in Los Angeles, and then Kyle Duggar as well. What do you think of this group as a whole in the secondary?
I think it's an improved secondary. I think Brian Cook definitely coming back home to Cincinnati too, and having that experience with Steve Spagnuolo's system and knowing what it takes to, compete and be with that group the past 4 or 5 years, definitely, I think, brings a winning mindset into that locker room. I think the secondary, it did struggle at times last year, but, with DJ Turner and a couple of the other cornerbacks, they were able to get some opportunistic interceptions. So I think if they can get plenty of pressure in the backfield again from the front line and the front 7, that should definitely help the secondary.
Joe Reedy with us here covering the Cincinnati Bengals here on Sports 1440. Joe, I just wanted to ask you, in respects to this offensive line, we've seen Joe Burrow get banged up time and time again. Is this the year that finally the offensive line can kind of keep him healthy? I know they got a couple of young guys up there who, they're probably hoping for some big steps from Mims and stuff. But can this finally be the season that they can keep him healthy?
You hope so. I mean, it is an even number year where the past couple of times he got injured has been odd number years, 2023 and 2025. And usually the year after he has been injured, he has bounced back and put up great numbers. 2021, he got the Bengals to the Super Bowl after that knee injury his rookie year. 2024, I think he led the league in passing or was definitely top three. And that was even with his wrist really not feeling 100%. So I think that the fact also that all 11 starters return on the offensive side of the ball really helps. And I think the one thing that it might be a benefit too is if they can get a little more balance in the scheme. I think Chase Brown struggled the first half of last year, but that second half, what he could do, not only catching the ball out of the backfield, but he was really a productive rusher that last half of the year. I think if they can get that going a little bit more during the beginning of the season, that would definitely help things.
You mentioned Chase Brown. Obviously, we're a Canadian radio station, so we have a bit of a vesting interest in a guy like Chase Brown as a Canadian kid. Chase Brown, I know there was, the thoughts about the potential contract extension and is that kind of on the table right now in Cincinnati, or what's going on with the potential Chase Brown extension?
There are a lot of those 2023 draftees, Miles Murphy, Chase Brown among them, that they've still got to negotiate. And I think usually with the Bengals, the week before Labor Day, or when Labor Day happens here in the U.S., usually that's a time that they get extensions done. So I would look anywhere after that second preseason game against Chicago on the 22nd to Labor Day on September 1st for a couple of the extensions to get done. And I know Chase Brown is definitely among that list they would like to get under contract.
Joe Reedy, the Associated Press, joining us here on The Frenzy, taking a look at the Cincinnati Bengals. And Joe, when you look at that receiver room, we know how good it is. Jamar Chase, one of the best in the league. T. Higgins, I would say probably when it comes to wide receiver twos, might be the best. Anyone else in that room expecting to take some strides here, maybe take a little pressure off those two?
Mitchell Tinsley had a great preseason last year, but really didn't find his place in the rotation until maybe early November. I would like to see him take a jump. Osavas, right now, if you go into 3 wide receiver sets, he would definitely be wide receiver number 3. He was kind of inconsistent last year. They drafted a kid in the 4th round who's got some talent, who could back up. I think, with all the keying in on Higgins and Chase, really the rest of that receiving group has to step up, especially when they go to 3-4 wide receiver sets a lot.
No doubt, those guys take a lot of attention from opposing defenses. Now, I want to ask you just with Zach Taylor. Obviously, he's been with Cincinnati since 2019. Had the turnaround, went to the Super Bowl, also went to an AFC Championship game where he lost against Kansas City Chiefs. But since then, 4th, 3rd, and 3rd in the AFC North. Is the seat hot at all for Zach Taylor?
I think it is. The fact that the last 3 years haven't made the playoffs. Last year they did get off to the 2-0 start. Burrow got injured in the second game, and things kind of plummeted from there. But when you look at 23 and 24, they 2-5, 2-6 coming out of the gate. And Zach Taylor's record in September has been woeful. Really, the only time he's gotten off to a good start was 2021, the year they went to the Super Bowl. Even the year after, when they went to the AFC Championship, I think they were 0-2 or 1-3, 1-4 coming out of the gate. So he's got to get off to a great start again in order to kind of keep keep everything at bay. Do I think an in-season change would happen? It's only happened once after Mike Brown, and that was, Dave Shula, when Dave Shula was basically begging to get fired. So if there was a move with Zach Taylor, I think if they don't make the playoffs, this would definitely be his last year.
An interesting schedule for the Bengals. They start off on the Sunday against Tampa Bay. Then you got Houston and Pittsburgh. Jacksonville could be tough. Then the Dolphins in Miami with that heat. You never know how that's going to work out. A couple primetime games. They'll also be playing across the pond as well. Joe, I want to ask you just about this division, because when you look at it, we know the Ravens, new head coach, they'll be competitive with Lamar Jackson trying to bounce back. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm not quite as confident, because with Mike Tomlin, it felt like they were always just going to be in that wild card spot at the very least. We'll see how it changes. The Browns, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out. But how do you see this Cincinnati Bengals team finishing in the North?
I mean, if they're healthy and everything, they should win the division. I would put them as a division favorite right now, because Baltimore's definitely going through transition with Jesse Minter coming in. I think Jesse will do a good job, and kind of bringing in an established offensive coordinator to help with Lamar Jackson was definitely a good move, but I think there'll be some growing pains there. Pittsburgh, you never know, especially with this being Aaron Rodgers saying it's definitely his last season. Can Mike McCarthy get him over the hump, or is it like the storyline going into the camp? But I'm very interested to see Todd Monken, definitely a type A coach, and the front office and Kevin Stefanski kind of locked horns at times. If they get off to a slow or bad start with, even Todd Monken during OTAs and mini camp was bemoaning the interceptions and things by his quarterback. So it will be interesting if they got off to the bad start, how much Todd could bite his tongue, or if friction between coach and the front office and ownership spread up earlier than everybody thinks. But right now, the Bengals are your definite favorite. And I mean, the thing is, with the AFC North also, everybody mostly plays the same schedule. It's going to be NFC South and AFC South, and really there's two opponents that are the difference. So, I think 10-7 could win the division. Hopefully it's better in terms of seeding for the AFC, but, probably 10-7 right now.
Joe, before I let you go here, I got to ask, are you going to be making the trip to Madrid for the game against the Falcons?
I am not. Besides covering the Bengals, I covered the Browns since I covered a state for the AP. So, most times when I'm not dealing with the Bengals, I'm dealing with the Browns, and I also got Ohio State too. So the fall definitely keeps me on my toes and keeps me busy.
Well, best of luck. Yeah, that might be nice to stick around Ohio and stay busy with all the football going on there. Joe, really appreciate your time today. Thanks a lot, and hopefully we can do it again during the regular season.
No problem. Take care.
There you go. That is Joe Reedy covering, I thought it was the Bengals, but also the Browns and the Buckeyes for the Associated Press. Really appreciate him hopping on the program today. Great insight there, and I think I would agree. One of the things we do here when we do our weekly or daily previews around the NFL is kind of just take a look at the depth chart. And some teams are like, wow, this team sucks. And then there's other teams where you're like, no, this team could actually be something. And when you look at the money that the Bengals spent on that defensive line, I'm a firm believer that the front four can really set the tone for that defense. You can force quarterbacks into bad throws. You got a guy who just won a Super Bowl in Mafe. You got Dexter Lawrence coming over. We know how disruptive he can be. Jonathan Allen, I think, was kind of a cap casualty for the Minnesota Vikings. Miles Murphy, and then the potential. And I think that was really good for Joe Reedy to say, like, you got two guys out of Texas A&M, Cassius Howell, Shamar Stewart, look like they should rush the pass. They have that look. They've got the size, and you know what? Hey, maybe that opens things up in the secondary. We shall see. But Donovan, I'm higher on the Bengals than I was prior to this conversation. I kind of like that defense a lot.
I would say I am too. I'm already somebody who thinks this is the division winner. I have kind of been of that thought process just because, I mean, listen, the last couple of seasons, right? It's just been pathetic on defense. You looked at that defense and went, "Who's that guy? What the hell is this guy?" And you saw poor Trey Hendrickson back there, and he was basically all by himself. This is no longer Trey Hendrickson's there all by himself. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson's no longer there. It is now Sexy Dexy and crew. And the end crew, there are some pretty quality football players in there. And that's a huge deal. Because really, all that this Bengals team has to have happen is Joe Burrow stay healthy for 3/4 of the season, probably. And your defense is, what would you say is their playoff cut line? 20th? Like if they have the 20th ranked defense and Joe Burrow stays healthy for 3/4 of the season, that's a playoff team to me.
I would say so. Yeah. Burrow's going to win you those games.
Yes, Burrow will win you those games. Because how many times, and Josh, you can touch on this probably better than myself and Connor have. But now, granted, I tried to watch every single Cincinnati Bengals game because they were a blast to watch. They were guns a-blazing, and then you'd get into a shootout where the Bengals score 33 plus points. Sometimes it's even 40, and you watch them just lose and blow it because their defense was so inept. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case this year.
Yeah, that 2024 team that Joe mentioned where Joe Burrow was awesome. He did miss some time that season. I'll never forget. But they finished 9-8 and missed the playoffs because the Broncos won. The goddamn Broncos.
In overtime.
Yeah. I was really like, oh, man, I just wanted them to lose so bad. But I think that season, the rest of the NFL combined when scoring 33 or more points in a game were like, I forget, like 27-2 or something like that. The Bengals were 1-4.
Yes.
Like it's really tough sledding, but Joe Burrow keeps them in the games. They literally just need to get a stop. Like I'm begging, I am pleading, please, guys, just get a stop once in my life.
If they get 4 stops a game, they probably win the game. That's how I view this team.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, keep him in it. Turn my mic off, Donnie. Turn my mic off.
Let's go.
That laptop,
that's gonna blow.
Dying. It is the third time it's happened today. That thing, I'm fully expecting just a puff of smoke to pop up out of nowhere, and that thing to be pretty quickly in the garbage.
Just on the topic of that season, Joe Burrow threw 43 touchdowns, just under 5,000 passing yards. Yeah, he could have been MVP if they would have made the playoffs, but too little, too late. I do remember the Chargers beat the Broncos to give the Bengals some hope and keep it going here late in the season. Yeah, it was a fun year. Like the Bengals were fun to watch if you weren't a fan of the Bengals. If you had to see them up by 4 with 2 minutes left, and then you see Trey Hendrickson sub himself out of the game because he's absolutely dead.
Yes.
You knew it was happening. It was curtains. You were not going to win that game. MTR bringing up a good point for the Browns there as well. Last 2 rookies of the year, Swissinger and Jared Verse when he was with the Rams. So there you go. Triple C Chuck says Burrow and Dak Prescott, ultimate garbage time quarterbacks, always being there down, throwing on a cover 3. Well, and it's good for fantasy football, right? Sometimes when your quarterback goes down early, it's like, oh, they're down by 21. As long as they don't take him out of the game, he should throw a couple garbage touchdowns. And
don't diss Joe Burrow like that.
You can't.
Prime time, baby. Dak Prescott, that is the garbage time quarterback.
Well,
is he? I mean, birds of a feather.
Sure, a lot of his
7-1 last year.
To me, like, sure, Burrow's stats may look inflated because of garbage time stuff, which is definitely true. But like, let's be real here. Where are the Cincinnati Bengals if they just have an average quarterback?
Well, what was their record with Flacco?
Flacco.
I don't remember. But
wait, no, he's elite, so we can't even use that one.
They had such a bad defense that he had to go out there and single-handedly will them to victory.
Yeah.
So it's like the way I viewed the Bengals was it was like the Oilers when it was Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and then nobody else. It was those two trying their absolute damnedest, and the rest of the team let them down.
There's a few quarterbacks around the NFL you can say this about, though. I'd say like
you
30 teams. The drop off is quite big from a good starting quarterback in the NFL. Man, I saw Easton stick for a few games. Who was it in the AFC Championship against the Patriots?
Like Bortles?
No, this past year.
Oh, Jared Stidham.
Like
elite
they
two-way quarterback.
Couldn't do anything. Two-way helps the defense.
Nah, I meant like with his legs.
Oh yeah, didn't work out. Like
Hey, at least you didn't have to watch Skylar Thompson in a playoff game.
Touche.
It could always be worse.
We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll get to more text 1-833-401-1440. We'll also let you know what's coming up on the Lowdown and the Gregor Show. It is The Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
At GS Construction, people grow with the company. 50 years of experience doesn't live in a binder on a shelf. It lives in our people at every level, passed down on every site. Many of us started with a shovel in our hands and built whole careers here. The work is honest. The company's been around since 1974. So if it all sounds good to you and you want to grow with us, GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. No shovel required. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Want to invest in Alberta's workforce, fill your talent pipeline, and get funding? Careers. The next generation connects employers with motivated, pre-vetted youth through funded internships. Easy, impactful, and risk-free.
When you work with a group like Careers who have experience in that area, they can demystify and navigate all the complex steps and stakeholders that have to be involved.
Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth, fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Kickoff is coming August 1st. Elks, Rough Riders at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. The prehistoric party is back, presented by Purolator Tackle Hunger. Experience family-friendly fun all game long with a dinosaur-themed contest. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Guys, there never seems to be enough time in the day, but you need to make time for this. Ken Franchek here. If you're 40 or over, a quick PSA blood test is crucial for early prostate cancer detection. The Prostate Cancer Center's Man Van is a mobile health clinic driving change for men's health. A few minutes could save your life. To get the Man Van out to your business or event, book today at getcheck.ca.
Here's what you need to know about Lux Windows. We work hard. We come in early, we stay late, we go above and beyond, and then we go a little further. Not for awards or a pat on the back. We work hard so that choosing our windows and doors is an easy decision for you. It's the Alberta way. It's the Lux way. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca.
Get your lineups and laughs right here
on The Frenzy
with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440, presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
to the frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhockbeefjerky.com. Connor Halley, Donovan Paulson, Josh Fenwick with you here. Intern Connor as well. As we roll through this 11 o'clock hour, coming up next is the Lowdown Flow Tide Tuesday edition. Donovan Paulson, are you hanging around?
Yeah, as far as I know. I haven't been asked to leave the premises yet, so yeah, I would assume I am, as per usual, on a good old Tuesday.
You'll slide into Colin Livingston's spot, and then I will leave, and then Low Tide will sit into this chair, and then Declan will take your chair, and then Sean Bell will join you guys.
Yeah, from the old stream.
All right, and then the Gregor Show. We'll be joined by Dave McCarthy, like I said earlier on today. That was on the Gazzola Show. Spec, we're going to try to go down to Minnesota. We'll talk some NFL as well. Lots going on here. And then we got some Blue Jays baseball as they'll take on the Nationals once again, 4:45 start. Did you watch that game yesterday, Donnie? Or have you given up?
I actually did not watch that game. I was busy doing some running around and stuff, so I was not able to catch it. I mean, I saw the important stuff. I saw the highlights and stuff, as always, when I do miss the games. But
did you see Kirk's drop in the first inning?
Yeah.
Bases juiced to get out of the situation. I thought, like, if they didn't get out of that jam, I don't know what Scherzer would have done. Alejandro might not have played today.
It's actually crazy how different this season has been versus last year. I know it's no duh to say that, but you just look at some of the quality players who, like, how many times have you watched Dalton Varsho drop a baseball over the last, like, let's say month? Like, Dalton Varsho is, in my opinion, probably the second best defensive center fielder in baseball. And the guy over the last month or so, just for whatever reason, started dropping balls. Ernie Clement's dropped balls. Alejandro Kirk's now dropping them. Like, it's this team, Vladdy's dropped them a couple at first base down the lines at times. This team, just whatever can go wrong has pretty much gone wrong.
Been bad. Been very bad. Quickly here. I don't know if we're going to go with Koju because you're not really a Connor Jr. or anything like that. But MTR, loyal listener, says, who's intern Connor's team? So I don't know if you want to slide the mic over to intern Connor, as we're calling him. I wearing an Oiler hat. So an Oilers fan, despite living in Calgary. Yeah. Now, okay, let's go NFL.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers, okay. All right. NBA?
What was that?
NBA?
Raptors.
And Major League Baseball?
Jays.
Okay, so pretty typical for someone living in this region. Any other sports? Soccer?
Arsenal.
The Gunners? Okay. MLS?
Don't have one.
Anything else I'm missing?
None of the major sports. Mercedes and F1.
Okay.
And then the Calgary teams, the
Surge?
The Dogs, the Surge, the
Is it
and the
Calgary
Cavalry.
Dogs or Okotoks?
Okotoks Dogs.
Okotoks Dogs. Okay. Tennis player?
Don't have one.
Golfer?
No, not a big golfer.
All right. Well, that's all we need to know.
All right.
Thanks, Connor. Pillman says, Oil and Steelers. This Connor kid is okay. King of Fort Nasty says, wait, there's another Connor? Yeah. You know, there's a lot of Connors these days. They're everywhere.
For those of you who got on me for Connor Squared earlier, it is truly Connor Squared.
There's two of us here, yeah.
Yes.
MTR is asking about college ball, Connor. Do you have a college football or basketball team you support?
No, it kind of just depends on who I feel like putting money on that day.
All right. Well, very typical
Respectable answer.
Yeah. I mean, it like changes year to year for me, which is kind of cool, but I wish I had that team that all right, Michigan's playing. We're hunkering down to watch the game. I don't have that team in college football. Any team, really. But yeah, we do have another intern. Now, little backstory on him. Connor was a part of the Calgary station that went down. So he's only going to be here for a month and a little bit. But he'll be well-versed. We're going to get him doing everything, running the board here, running the stream. He's sending him down to some practices. He might have to do some social media with Mackenzie as well. Maybe we should do a video. Introduction to Connor. We should be doing that to all of our interns.
That would be a good idea. Yeah. But it would also be, honestly, if that was like the first thing that interns had to do here, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you could speak to this, Connor. I'm sure people would be. You'd be a little nervous if that was your intro to the crew here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a little bit nervous. I'd be fine doing it. I'm so used to being on camera and stuff like that, but it would be definitely a weird introduction.
Yeah. Well, we might have to do it anyways. Nail says
You don't get an option.
Lil Cons. Well, listen, you're taller than me though. You're lighter than me probably, but I think taller than me. We're not the tallest crew here at Sports 1440. We have a few people, but yeah,
I'm bringing up that height.
The height and the hair, Donovan Paulson.
Yeah. Not by a dramatic amount, but I am bringing it up.
You're 6 feet, right?
Yeah, I'm 6'1".
Yeah, you're crossing that threshold. 1-833-401-1440. MDR says Declan is short now with that chrome dome. But yeah, he used to spike it up, right? I still, because Deck rocks the hat a lot of times, I still take a second look when he takes his hat off.
I do too.
I've known him we worked together at the other building. So I've known him for a long time now, and I'm just not used to it. Lil Big Cons, Nail says. That could work. Wordy, potentially, but hey, it might work. Well, as we do with every intern, it does take us about 6 weeks to figure out their nicknames. So we'll just keep that tradition rolling here. Thank you guys for joining us on the show today. If you missed it, anywhere you get your podcast, you can go check it out, or on YouTube. They've, of course, store all our old shows. So you can go back and watch them all. Hit that thumbs up. Up next is the Lowdown Flow Tide, followed by the Jason Greger Show. Then you got Blue Jays baseball in progress on the AM feed only. Right now, we're going to get to a Sports 1440 update with Donovan. Did you know every second Friday at Cattail Crossing, they have glow night golf? 35 minutes after sunset. $65 a person, includes 9 holes, walking, 1 glow ball rental, and a $5 voucher to Out of Bounds. You can book now at cattailcrossing.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Some NHL news coming down the wire over the last hour or so. The NHL, Rogers, and Amazon have agreed to a 12-year contract agreement for Wednesday night hockey in Canada. Amazon will also get select first and second round playoff series as a result of the deal. Some NFL news. Jalen Carter and the Eagles, they are in agreement on a 4-year, $152 million extension worth up to $160 million. $106 million of that is guaranteed. And another deal coming across the line here. It is the Minnesota Vikings in agreement on a deal worth $96 million, for 4 years for offensive tackle Brian O'Neill. The Jays also back in action tonight against the Nats. First pitch flying at 4:45. Shane Bieber on the bum. Next up on the station, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Donovan Paulson. That's your Sports 1440 update.